All right, I'm on the road again, so sounds like there's an echo. I should have got a smaller room. Forget about it. So hopefully you can hear me okay. Cool. Yeah, no, it's just got high ceilings, and it's the Caribbean, so, you know, there's tile on the floor instead of carpet. So anyways. All right, so hey, well, let's get going. It's a Wednesday. Nothing really going on today. The markets are really quiet. Oh, well, there's this FOMC. So we'll go through, we'll look at the technical analysis. We'll see how things have been going. Damn, I'm out of coffee. Maybe we'll regroup later and do FOMC together. What do you think? I'll try. I'm not really sure. I'm like 90% sure I can be here. Obviously, I want to see it, but yeah. So anyways, yeah, so let's try to get together later in the week. You know, but with what time is it? Yeah, it is. All right. So anyways, without further ado, let me welcome you to the daily forex trading strategy session. First of all, forex is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. My name is Wayne. I'm in St. Martin. My name is Wayne McDonald. I'm the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. Thank you for attending today's session. Please open an account at TradersWay.com. Start with the demo account. That way you get used to our back office. You get used to the trading platform. Maybe you want to talk to support. Look at this, I'm a rock star. Look at this coffee mug. Rock star. Yeah. So open up a demo account, and if you want, contact our support and find out that not only are they real people, but they're providing our customers support. That's why people choose us. Oh, and by the way, I did test our execution, and we're quite fast compared to almost everybody. But you'd be surprised how slow the execution is at the big firms. Maybe they have too many clients and that makes them slow. I don't know. Whatever. We're fast, baby. So we're there for you. Competitive spreads. Whatever. Give us a shot. If you're attending these webinars every day and you're not signed up at Traders, you're a freeloader. Mama would be very disappointed. Don't disappoint your mother. So sign up at TradersWay.com. Do these sessions 7:30 in the morning, 7:31 right now, Monday through Thursday. And every Friday I'm at fxstreet.com, but that's for premium members only. We're talking about non-farm payrolls, which 1,000 people attended my last session, and I've been doing that for over 10 years. Oh yeah, Forex Speaker of the Year. Cool. And I don't know if they've announced it, but I think we're doing a big event on Friday at FX Street. On top of the webinar I normally do, we're doing another big thing, but I'm not sure if it's been announced. So I'm traveling, I'm rolling. I'm rolling, baby. So I'm not 100% sure if they've announced it. But anyways, I'm around if you need me. Why? I want to make you a success. No, I was on an airplane, Miles. Yeah, living like a rock star. I had to get up at 3 in the morning after taking my final examination. Didn't even get home till 11, so I got to sleep maybe at midnight, and then I was up at 3, Ubered at 4, on a plane at 5:30, and on the beach by 3 in the afternoon. So yeah, no webinar yesterday, but I'm here for you this morning. Okay, so without further ado, let's play the happy music. Oops. All right, here's the beach I'm hanging out on. Wrong video, but so I hung out on this beach and smoked a cigar in the afternoon when I arrived. Check this out.
Angular 640 report having Boeing 722 in sight. Roger, continue current.
Yeah, so you can just sit on this beach. Minutes this happens.
Inbound view number 2, following Boeing 722. Mr. President, head on across the 160 radio, and we are number 2, then Angular 640.
I mean, it's awesome. I'm telling you. If you like airplanes, it's totally awesome. La, 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 la. I love it. But if you like airplanes, man, oh my gosh, it's redonkulous. And when they take off, and the stream from the engine flies over the beach, kicks up sand everywhere. It actually lifts the surf. Yeah, so anyways, this is the video I wanted to play. Happy music. Life is beautiful. That's sunset. So anyways, hey, thanks for being a forex duck. Oh, my charts went away. I have to load the chart. Hang on. Let's get going. I swear I had them loaded earlier. Yeah, smells like victory. You can imagine your wife's like, "What? You smell weird. Have you been out doing drugs?" No, baby, that's kerosene, the greatest drug in the world. Oh wait, where is it? Let me try this again. I'm having open when done. Oh, there it is. Run now. Oh, close that window. It's loading. It's St. Martin, the northern part of the Eastern Caribbean. I think I got this. No, charts went away. Where's my MP4? I'm almost there. All right, that's the whole thing. Hang on, I got to do something. Share screen. Almost there. Sorry, I thought I had this loaded earlier. All right. All right, and now you're gone. So now let me bring you back. Hang on. Bring you back. Where's the chat? All right. Let's see if I can do this without Windows messing me up. That should work about there. There you go. Oh, what brought me there? Money. Miles, I'm here for money. Actually, I'm a keynote speaker, International Association of Retired Supermodels. Yeah. There's not a lot of work for retired supermodels like myself, especially male supermodels. So we rely on things like foreign exchange trading. Yeah. Cool. All right. So to start, oh, this is yeah, I was looking at the yens earlier, so I might as well just start here. And let me kind of zoom in. By the way, get this, when I check into the hotel, I'm like, hey, can you make sure I have views of the airplanes? And they're like, what? I'm like, I want views of the airplanes. And they're like, no one has ever asked that before. I'm like, well, they don't? I mean, it's the famous beach. They're like, no one wants to look at the ocean. I'm like, screw that, I want to look at the. So anyways, if you hear planes taking off every so often, it's because I purposely asked to be. So every so often you're going to hear like all sorts of airplanes take off, just so you know. But I'm shocked though, like, no one has ever asked. I'm like, that's the whole thing. If I didn't want to be here, then why would I, like, I'd be on the other side of the island, right? Anyway, so every so often you're going to hear take off. All right, so anyways, get rid of this line. All right, so you can see this week, a lot of the pivots opened overbought, I suppose, if you were thinking about a swing. The way a normal swing trade works is that usually you end a week like here, you end the high up into the pivots, and then there's some profit taking on Friday, maybe some stops hit on Monday when it gaps, then you drop back down into a buy zone, right? And then you buy it, right? Well, we started high and never really had a chance to carry that out, and you can kind of see how yesterday behaved. It was more of a sideways pullback, no one wants to go anywhere type scenario, right? So you're going to see this on a lot of the charts where no one really wants to buy because you get it? Like, there was a time in the world when people bought real estate overvalued because they thought it would go up more in value, right? Remember that? Buy high and sell higher? What happened to those guys that tried to make a career out of that? Right? I mean, I still go to parties and like, what do you do? Oh, well, I used to be a mortgage broker. Really? You still got that Bentley? No. Right? So there's a lot of people that used to be in that kind of business, buying a house. It used to be worth 300,000, now it's $1 million and you want to sell it for 5. It doesn't work in the long run because the system in of itself collapses on itself, right? So no one wants to buy this because it's overbought. Now, I suppose if there wasn't so much central banking stuff going on this week, maybe it would have picked up a little higher into the monthly R1 weekly M4 here. As you can see, there's a beautiful cluster of resistance above us. Sometimes what you'll do is if there was so much buying on Friday that Monday maybe will spike it up and then hit that zone early. But what happens? What happens when that, right? What happens is everyone takes profit, and then what? Well, if it's a Monday or a Tuesday and we're up here in the then by the end of the week we'll actually touch the weekly central pivot. You see me? Yeah. Perfect, Brenda. Yeah, it goes back to the central. What does it do there? Does it then bounce and go back up, or does it drop back even lower? Never know. Really depends on where we are in the move and other things going on. So just like that's not the point. The point is it retraces back. So here we are Wednesday, and we're sort of in nomad's land, right? That's support. We're not really at resistance, and we got nowhere to go. And that has a lot to do with no one wants to get out, but no one wants to buy more. Right? Yeah, 85.24. Yeah, it's important for various reasons. But right now, here's one of the questions I always ask myself, right? Where's the new money going to come from? Okay? I can see new money coming in maybe after announcements, but not necessarily before. I think people do want to drive this up. But what did I tell you like 2 weeks ago? Maybe even last week. I said that in the next 4 weeks, I expect the yens to get stronger. The yen pairs, meaning this pair would come down. Is it last week? Didn't know. Is it this week? Still no. Okay, but we got this thing called end of the year, and that's coming up pretty quickly, right? By the way, if you're in St. Martin, New Year's Eve, they have Rob Bass. Remember Rob Bass? Boom cha, boom cha. I love that. It Takes Two. Yeah, that was an amazing song. I think I first heard it on Arsenio Hall. Uh-huh. Yeah, serious. It takes two to make things go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. That just happened. All right. So, how about this yen? Now, typically, this is the Bizone, right? Well, what's the problem with this Bizone? There's a few, right? Yeah. Oh, I don't have my, I was going to the dog pound. So what's going on here? Well, first of all, we got a lower low off of resistance. Not necessarily a good pattern for buying, right? Head and shoulders, I guess you could call it a head and shoulders. I wouldn't, but sure. I know what you're saying. It's not wrong. I wouldn't call it that, but it ends up being the same thing. Yeah, no, I see it, but look. I wish. Hang on. Let's do it this way. A head and shoulders, and I know you know, but just let's make sure. Okay. Okay, a head and shoulders should have a touch up there. There should be a third to R1, but whatever. It don't matter none. What matters now is that this low here is lower than the previous one. Okay, that's what matters. Everything else is irrelevant. Huh? What else is going on that's uncomfortable for a bull? Uncomfortable. You get it? What else? Well, you're not really supposed to be buying this at M3, are you? Remember, if you're a bull, you're supposed to buy at weekly central WM2, right? You're supposed to be buying it down here at 145, say. You're not supposed to be buying it at 145.50, especially after a rejection at weekly R1 and a lower low, right? You know what I'm talking about? So there's probably going to be a retracement more like this now. Hey, does anyone use these Gartleys? Has anyone actually studied Gartley patterns? Butterflies and bats and rats and cats and elephants? Anybody? There were green alligators and long neck geese. Humpback. No, nobody? All right. I don't even know if I do that right, Peter. Does that say up or down? A Gartley guy? Because honestly, I don't know. It never used it. Yeah, and I've told the story many times, but it was funny. My very it was the first forex trading expo. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm a speaker at the very first forex trading. That shows you how long I've been trading, huh? And I'm like, wow, I've never never actually met another forex trader. I'm like, oh my God, I'm speaking at a conference. There's hundreds of traders here. Oh my God, right? I'm not alone. Anyway, so I go see someone else do a presentation because I want to see what that expert does. And he busts out this Gartley, right? And he goes on for 45 minutes about Gartleys, and this has to be a 618, and that has to be a 21.4, and this has to be and he's talking about these angles, right? The degrees and the angles of the triangles, and then this has to connect to that, and that has to be that length. And I'm like, oh my God, you know what? I'm sitting there thinking, I'm such an amateur. I sell retracements in a downtrend, and that's all I know. If I see a 5A cross and a downtrend down, right, I sell. I'm like, oh my God, this guy is so smart. I didn't even, what's he talking about, right? Like, seriously, it's way over my head. And I feel like a loser. I'm like, what a loser. I'm a speaker at a Forex Trading Expo, and all I do is sell in downtrends and buy in uptrends. And this guy is like light years ahead of me. Holy crap, right? And then he gets about to 50 minutes into this 1 hour presentation. And you know what happens? He's like, oh, wait, oh my God, there's a mistake in the presentation. Everything I just said for the last 40 to 50 minutes actually makes no sense. And I swear to you, he says, and there's not enough time to like re-explain it. So I'm done. Each like just basically drops the mic on the stage and walks away. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. I'm like, oh, well then I kind of like my simple little ways, you know? I kind of like simple because it's a downtrend. I would just sell a rally at resistance. Like, I don't really care the angle of the triangle of the blah, blah, blah. So anyways, it was pretty funny. And, you know, later on when I became licensed and registered, I had to pass the Series 3, and you have to know about options, right? And I don't like options. I can see how you can make money with them. They weren't designed to that, but I can see how they're really good for hedging in particular, which they were designed for. But I hate the idea of needing a paper and doing multiple calculations to figure out if you made money or lost money. It just doesn't feel right to me. It's just me, right? I'm a rule breaker. I'm an entrepreneur, right? So I don't like having to follow rules. Like, okay, I want to go along this one of this much, and then I got to go short on that one. And wait, is it the convergence that I'm going to make money? Yeah. So if they converge, this one will lose, but this one will win, and then blah 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 blah. Okay, I'll make $22 per option. I'm like, my mind just doesn't work that way, right? So anyways, what I'm trying to say here is if you have identified this as a downtrend, technically it's not until you this low, but let's say you're thinking price action off the R1, lower low. So now you're going to sell a rally and maybe finally get that head and shoulders, right? I think as Miles was saying, right? Let's see if this works on this platform. Yeah, okay. And, you know, maybe something like this, right? And in that case, what I'm saying to Miles is it's not a head and shoulders, but maybe it will be in the future. But what is the actual name? It wouldn't actually be a head and shoulders. What would it be? What would it be, guys? If now we get a pattern like this. Of course, it's meaningless and nonsense to have a name for it. Oh. But there is, some of you guys might have bought a book, taken a course on candlestick patterns, and okay, this is not a head and shoulders. Just for fun, does anybody know what it is? Yeah, you have to have a name to promote it. Absolutely. It's so stupid. But at least we can get in there and say, that can't be a head and shoulders, right? because it's made a low lower than the neckline. Okay. And then, of course, you can really get as nonsensical as you really want to and say, then this has to go here, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah. I think they call it a crown, but whatever. It's all stupid. Whatever. Call it what you want as long as you sell the rally. Right? Call it what you want. Okay? It's a bat. Reversal bat. A bearish bat. It's a bat bear, right? A bat bear. Yeah, whatever. So anyways, that's the one pattern that some people would look at. But you know what's interesting? There will still be bulls in the market, and I want to make that point. They're going to buy. You are not alone. I am here with you. Although I'm far away, I'm always here. You are not alone. Yeah. Okay? And then you're going to do like the macro move here. Okay? I mean, it'll obviously be flatter than that because it has to go way to the right, but, you know, that's what I think. Okay, but, you know, all bets are off. Like, what's going to happen after the Fed raises interest rates? Well, you know, you think it would be obvious, right? The dollar's going to get strong. Well, first of all, I don't disagree with that, but, and that is a big but what we need to see are the dot plots. They're not important, but they're important. And we need 30 minutes later, they're going to have their conference. And what they're going to do is set the table for the future. So theoretically, in an efficient market like we trade, we already know, generally speaking, Fed's going to raise interest rates. So it's already a done deal. If they don't raise interest rates, oy vey, then just like, just the market is just going to go redonkulous. And be careful. It's a great opportunity to lose all your money, right? But let's assume they do. What you'll probably get is dollar strength followed by dollar weakness because some people are going to bet that it's already priced in. Then we're going to find out what they think about the future. The dot plots tell you about the future. The press conference tells you about the future. And is it one and done again like they did last year? Is it two, like I think is being priced in? Because if you ask me, and you probably are since you're here, I'm a June and December boy. That's what I'm sticking. Okay, one in June, one in December. But then what if they come out fine and say, yeah, like they did a year ago? We're thinking of 4, 1 per quarter. Well, that ain't priced in, right? So, yeah. I mean, so it really comes down to what are they going to, what's priced in, what's not priced in, all that kind of stuff. So I think more than 2, no one's ready. No interest rate hike, no one's ready. So it comes down to, is it 1 next year or 2? If it's 2, dollar's going to get stronger. If it's only 1, we'll probably see euro dollar go up. Okay. Now, if you recall, earlier this year, what was it, February or something? January maybe. Euro dollar went up like 5 or 6 or 700 pips. Because it was overpriced. Because they said 4 and then they delivered, then it was clear very quickly in January that it wasn't 4, maybe only 3, and then maybe only 2, and then maybe not 2, maybe only 1, and then maybe none. And, you know, everything got overvalued. And I said, well, that's all ridiculous, first of all, because 4 was a stupid assumption, right? I mean, we did, right? Do you remember? Like, 4 is stupid. All right, 1 or 2 is more realistic, but it was overvalued. Euro dollar went up 5, 6, 700 pips. And the whole time I said, just get ready. Nothing's changed. They're still going to raise interest rates. They're still going to have a positive differential, negative interest rates in Europe, positive interest rates in the United States. Okay, fine. Maybe it's not, the differential isn't as great as we wanted, but it's still there. So pick your lines and wait. Right? Do you remember that? It went up 5, 6, 7. And every week we looked at the commitment of traders report, and I showed you no one was actually buying euro. So how could euro dollar be up 700 pips? Well, people are taking profit on their dollar longs. They're not longing euro. They're getting out of euro dollar short. So pick your line, pick your line. I think it went up 700 pips. Then we hit our resistance and it came back down 700 pips. Okay, so we need to, over the next few weeks, we need to pay attention to that. How many rate hikes, how much has been priced in, how much has not been priced in. And that comes down to literally what the Fed says today. And we'll have to deal with it, right? And then the other thing, the big unknown, is I think the yen is going to get strong. I know it's weak right now. Okay? It may be reversing right here, right now. That'd be the birth canal of a yen. Right? Yen strength. So, cool. But is it today? Is it tomorrow? Well, you know, this is a good catalyst, isn't it? Right? Isn't this a good catalyst for yen to get strong if that's what the market wants? Because remember, the market's going to do whatever the market wants. You know, and this is just a good catalyst. It doesn't even really matter what the Fed says, honestly. If the yen people want the yen to be strong, it'll happen. Profit-taking, Miles, profit-taking, taxes. It's part of the business cycle. Okay? So, even though it hasn't happened yet, what is it, the 15th? What is it, the 15th, 14th? What are we, the 14th? Yeah, literally, in the next 3 weeks, the yen's going to get, it could be today, okay? It could be after New Year's. I don't know when. But that's why I got to be ready. So you have a plan. Have malice aforethought, right? Okay? So we'll see. What is that? I can't quite see the BOJ interest rate decision and statement next right. Well, no. So no, I'm making a business cycle decision here. I know it's one layer of complexity on top of a world of complexity. It's not fundamentals based on economics. It's fundamentals based on finance, on flows. Does that make sense? Which then creates seasonality because business cycles are cyclical. Right? All right. So let me ask you this. What if you were chasing a year-end goal? What if your goal for 2016 was to make 6 figures? Or 7 figures? Right? And here it is, 2 weeks later, close. You know what I mean? Miles, 7 figures, 6 figures, meaning you've made $92,000 trading forex in 2006, but your goal is hit 100,000 or more. Okay? And you got 2 weeks. And you're probably going to keep trading to try to pick that up. You know what I mean? You're like, I got to get that 100K. I just got to get to 6 figures, right? And you keep driving it up. Well, the day you hit it, you're probably done because you're like, done, time to go vacay, Santa Claus is arriving soon, right? Cash it out, done for the year, got my 6 figures, done, right? There's that aspect. And you just bail out of all your trades. And in particular, let's say you're a position trader, you have a portfolio, you're not a day trader, right? You have a portfolio. Well, that means you need to exit your portfolio, right? And that's what changes the direction. You know, so let's say over the last 3 or 4 weeks, you've been long and strong doing, well, technical problem caused by the application, sorry. Whoa, Adobe Air just died. Are you guys still with me? Okay, you got sound and chart? I just got this big, massive Adobe error. All right, cool, right on. Yeah, thanks for nothing, Adobe Air. All right, oh yeah, so if you've been long for, let's say, since summer, like I've been coaching you, and now you have $100,000 profit, but the thing is, it's floating. You know what I mean? It's floating profit. You just watched it roll over. $100,002. You're like, oh my God, right? Now, of course, the worst thing in the world is hit it, cash out of everything, and by the time you get the little slippage and all the normal things, you hit $99,189. You're like, oh my God, I'm $11 short. Oh no! The year you broke. Lost it all over the 11 bucks, right? But anyways, you got to get out. And that means if you've been long the yen pairs, suddenly the yen pairs get strong, the yen pairs fall because you and probably a lot of other people start getting out too. Because when you get out, you bring the market down, then you hit someone, then the market hits someone else's stop, which cashes them out, and they're long just like you. That drops the market into someone else's stop. That drops them out of the market. All of a sudden, the market's bearish. Selling yen pairs, everyone's getting out, right? And the yen gets strong on flow. You see what I mean? Yeah, and avalanche. And every year, people are shocked by it, right? I mean, remember last year? I'm just like, yeah, just buy yen, just buy yen. Just buy yen until it stops falling, meaning the yen pairs, right? How long the yen was strong was, I didn't predict that. I didn't think the market was that top heavy, but it came crashing down based on the yen, the people out, right? And then we found out the dot plots were not 4; they're 3 and then 2 and then 1. So the market was just I don't know. We were lied to, really, to say it bluntly. You know, the Fed was full of nothing. So, anyways, that's what happened. So here's my business cycle, though. My business cycle, based on finance, not economic, is that you need to make a decision, though. When do you want to pay taxes? Mm-hmm. Yeah, never. So that means you throw yourself off a bridge and you'll never have to pay taxes ever again, right? When do you want to pay taxes and maintain a pulse? So the question is, do you want to pay April 2017, or do you want to pay in April? What sounds better to you? 17 or 18? Then you don't cash out until January. That's it. Why cash out now on the 14th and pay taxes, right, in 5 months? January, you get an extra 12 months. If you can wait 2 weeks, you can defer and delay your taxation for another full year. Oh, snap. So there's two, it's a tug of war, if you will. To book the profit now because you need to. Maybe the year started out poorly and you got caught by the end strength. You had a few losing months and you need to show your investors that you made the money back and then some, but not because you took crazy risk, but because you just traded conservatively with discipline and into profitability, and you want to end the year on a good note and say, well, you know, we were hoping for 40 and all I got was 20. Sorry for that, 12% drawdown. Sorry, but it happens, right? Sorry about that, but it was an okay year. Leave your money in the account for another year, right? Maybe you want to say that. And you want that to appear in your 2016 numbers, right? Because that goes into your track record, right? You know what I'm talking about? Does it apply to forex? Well, I don't know the taxation code of whatever country you live in, but it seems to me most countries that tax people tax them when they have. Did you make profit, Miles? F you. Where's my money? Right? That's usually how a sheriff, right? A sheriff technically is the guy that would go to your door and collect taxation for the king, right? And if you didn't pay, you went to prison. So sheriffs are not cops. They're not police officers. They're IRS officers, right? If you don't pay, you go to jail. So, yeah, in most countries, if you make money, you're going to have to pay taxes. If you lose money, then there are different tax rules for that and tax treatments for that. And forex, by the way, in the United States is one of the best, probably the best taxation treatment for profit, but also for loss. Okay, so let's say you lost $50,000 trading forex, but you made $100,000 when you sold a property. Okay. And I'm not your tax attorney and stuff, but so you'll have to research this. But forex, the way it's treated, you can use that drawdown against the profit. Where the other stock trader, and you lost 50 grand. I can't remember the numbers now because I haven't traded equities in so many years, but their tax treatment's different, and like you can use the drawdown, you lost the 50 grand, but I think you can only use like 5 grand a year or something against the current, you know what I mean? So like with forex, and again, don't quote me on any of this, and this is all old data from 1,000 years ago, and I probably have all this mixed up. But that being said, I think as a currency trader, if you lost 50 grand in forex but made 100 grand doing something else, the way that the IRS looks at it, you only made 50 grand, and then you pay the taxes on the 50 grand. Where in trading like equities, and you lost 50 grand in trading stock, but made 100 grand somewhere else, I think you can only write off like 5 grand per year. So now you're going to be taxed on 95,000. So what would you rather pay taxes on, 95,000 or 50,000? right? So all of a sudden, like, it matters, right? Forex is really cool for the United States. I mean, the United States is a very, very complicated taxation system, but Forex is awesome for it. Now you could just live in Dubai or something and not. Right? So what are we doing? What time is it? 8:15. We got some retail sales coming up, don't we? Just update this. I know we've done all of this earlier on Monday back in Cambridge. Not really in a good sell zone, right? We're in a buy zone though if you're a bull. But being a bull below the 21 EMA like that doesn't sound good to me. Now, a bear, yeah, it's not really great pivot wise, but you know, you certainly can look at where we are and say, you know, you could argue that's resistance. To me, it's a little bit like picking up a penny in front of a steamroller, but it's still bearish. It's just not overbought. It's a fair sell zone, but you know, I mean, I don't know. You got to be a bit aggressive. But you know, I don't know. I guess you could be playing it like a central, or maybe your central's calculated a little differently or something. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you could do it, right? The weekly pivot applies also later in the week. It always applies. So we may be in a buy zone for bulls, but we're in a bearish trend. So don't confuse the two. Okay? So if we're in a bearish trend, what pivots are telling us is it's just not overbought per se, right? So now you use your technicals and you might say, well, as long as we're below the 21, I'm going to aggressively sell. If we breach the 21, I'll probably back off. Okay. I can't quite see the full question, Miles. I just can't squeeze it in there. So, you know. Oh yeah, I can't see even half of it. So anyways, it's still bearish. So it looks to me like on Monday I discussed oil coming down. Is that correct? And has oil gone up or down since our conversation? Okay, on Monday we had a double top, which you can see I highlighted in yellow. I used these silly little edges to draw some sort of, I don't know, bearish bat, bearish butterfly, I don't know what they are. Oil came straight down, made a Fibonacci retracement for your second chance off the roll reversal, ladies and germs, and now has made a new lower low. High five. Oh, I see. So you didn't lose your charts, but they're not updating. All right, let's try to figure this out. Then you missed my whole conversation on gold, then. Hang on. Another low. Hang on. Now you shouldn't see anything. I am here with you, although we're far away. I am here to trade. Just the night, thought I heard you cry. Do 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 do. What is it? 680 by 1040? 1673, 80 by 1065. I can go 1080. I'll go too crazy. You know, I only brought my laptop. I'm traveling light because you never know when you're traveling on little tiny airplanes in the Caribbean. So I didn't bring any externals with me like I normally do. So what you see is what I got. But often if I'm going to like a conference, I will bring externals. Good morning, everybody. So anyways. I haven't been to St. Kitts yet. I'm still in St. Martin. I'm going to check out St. Kitts. I'll land tomorrow. Is that right? And then Nevis, Antigua, maybe. I don't know. Just trying to kiss some hands and shake some babies, you know. All right. So there we go. You should be able to see this. Okay. Double top on the oil yesterday. Oil went down. Fib retracement back up. The roll reversal. New lower low. So that's what we did Monday. It's now Wednesday. So we set this up like literally in Boston, right? Sorry, Cambridge. Selling at 55, we're now at 53. Just below 53. Hey, good enough for the girls I go with. It's not bad. I'll tell you though, making like selling at 55 and heading down 53. I mean, it's $2. I used to make $2 in oil in like, let me not exaggerate, 20 seconds. When I used to trade oil, I would make or lose $2, right? Now you hear traders like, oh, I used to be a forex trader, but it's too volatile. Like, well, what year did you trade? Oh, this year. What? Or last year? You're like, what? Call that volatile? What the hell's wrong with you, boy? I mean, 2 days I used to do in 20 seconds. I swear to you, it mattered when I clicked the button. I'd click the button and go, oh. You know, I'd be like, have you ever seen like poker players, right? They throw down their hand, they stand up. They're like, that's it. I got 2 aces. We need a couple of flops, and they stand up like, that's it. I'm all in. Nothing more I can do. Right? I'd be like that, like, wait for it, out! And you pray, slip in, oh, got it. Because, you know, honestly, I'd hit that, and in the 8 seconds before the trade closed, I could lose 50 cents to $1 of my profit. Just like, oh my God, that volatile back in the day. And I only traded oil at the close, so really 2 o'clock and 2:30, but it really came down to like 2:20. I'd have my oil charts on, and wow, it was ridiculous. All right, we got 5 more minutes. The other thing is trading oil and gold in the morning. You guys know that one? You. Is it there? Look at there it is. Yeah, in the morning, open. Gold and oil open, gold and oil close. Yeah, we'll have to cover it another time, maybe next week. But I actually learned this trick when I was on the floor of the S&P 5. I actually picked it. Not bad, huh? I didn't work there. I was just a tourist. Well, not really a tourist because I had a badge on and everything because they don't let tourists on the floor. But I'm out there. I didn't have a seat on the Chicago Board of Trade or anything. I was just hanging out with another trader. I paid attention, and it occurred to me that most of the trading happened right at the open and right at the close. They would work for a half an hour and then waste the entire day until about a half an hour into the close. And then they would trade. I thought, well, I wonder if that's true, you know, online still, or is that just sort of dissipated? Is that, you know, because floor trading is pretty much dead now, right? So anyways, I started looking at that for gold and oil, and I found out if I traded gold or oil in the first few minutes, like let's say I make my trade plan just before the open, and I make the trade, and I'm out of the trade, let's say within the first hour of trading, I didn't catch the whole day's trade, but I get like 70% of it. Let's see, I didn't even think of it, but let's see if I can trade the turn away, don't look. Turn away, don't look. Nothing to I don't remember all that detail right now. All right, forget it. Can't do it. So you'll have to get me the news. Well, talking back in the day, Miles, so this was many years ago. I mean, think of it like, when was oil that volatile? So I'm probably talking 2007, maybe. Okay. Yeah. It was a while ago. I was only 19 at the time. I was getting my skills on, you know? Well, that was an Airbus A320. That's a pretty big plane. It's not huge, but yeah, it was just fine. Didn't make a lot of noise. All right, oil still coming down like a ton of bricks. Don't forget, you got to give me the number. What is it? Give me a number. Is it high? Is it low? It looks like it's good. It looks pro dollar. Yeah. Miles it was for taxes, in fact. My taxes got very, very, very expensive. They took a long time to do. Complicated. Thousands of dollars just for someone to prepare my taxes. I'm like, what? You start waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to check the markets to see if you can get a trade in and then go back to bed. I mean, after a while, like, I have to work hard for that, man. I ain't gonna, pay some tax guy. Let him get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, put a trade down, risk money and effort. Right? Nothing worse than waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, work all day, all the way to midnight. You're sweaty, you're hungry, your eyes are burning, and tears are coming out of your eyes. They're all bloodshot, and you lost $3,000. You're like, what the? I could have just taken the day off and been better off, right? So, listen, you don't want to pay some tax guy. What? Right? Yeah. That was the year. That was the year I got a 6-figure tax return, and California sent me a $50,000 IOU. Yeah. No, I mean, which just means, imagine how stupid my taxes were to be that far off. Just F that. All right, so nothing going on outside, nothing going out here. So I think I did all right on my final. Thanks for asking. Yeah, on the day. And you know what was shocking about it, though? First of all, I was excited because it's in one of the very famous old buildings at Harvard. But I go in, sit down in my classroom. 1 minute until it starts. They're handing out the test. And at least half class wasn't there. At least half the class had quit. I'm smarter than what the grades reflect, but I've been busy, and maybe I haven't been doing enough homework. I haven't been doing the readings, and I'm just not doing as good as I normally do, right? I show up, everyone else quit. I'm like, oh well, at least I'm doing better than them. What a bunch of losers, right? A bunch of losers. What kind of loser would not show up? I don't get it. Oh man, Even if I'm down, I'll dust myself. I'll get up and I'll fight. You're going to have to kill me because I'll keep standing up, right? I just don't understand the mentality. Bunch of liberal creeps, huh? Bunch of 18-year-old pansies. No, I don't think they do stuff like that. So I have a paper I have to turn in today, so it's my final hurrah for the semester. And my professor's quite clear. She's like, fail your ass. You don't do the work, I'll fail you. And that's that. Don't even ask. She said, I once rescheduled a final examination because one of the students was having her baby that day. Other than that, and I heard of another professor, he gave, I guess, a 24-hour window to a student that was a remote student who was in a firefight and was being shelled in Afghanistan. And he's like, I'm trying to do it, man, but we're getting shelled. I'm not so sure about the internet. The professor's like, all right, hand it in the morning. So anyways, yeah, this resit stuff, no, we don't have that. Maybe at Yale or something, I don't know. But I like that. I love the fact that I didn't quit. I mean, I don't understand the mentality of people that just, can't do it's too hard, I quit. But then again, think about it in forex, and I guess we'll wrap it up because I'm babbling on about nothing. But I guess forex is the same, right? Some people don't do the work. They just don't do it, and they don't deserve it. And I guess that makes it, if you're the type of person that does the work, stands up and fights, I guess they hand it to you, right? They're like, oh man, I just couldn't do it. Here's my net worth. And I'm like, all right, thank you. I have no problem that you owe it to me. It's just how it goes, right? That's the zero-sum game, right? Should I feel bad for them? Right? I'm supposed to, right? I mean, think of it. I'm going to Harvard. It's liberal. I'm supposed to be very concerned. Very upset about the people on forex. I should feel sad for them. No, I don't actually. I feel sad for people that don't have the opportunity. But if you have the opportunity, if you've got a laptop, an internet connection, and you're right, you have this opportunity in front of you, you better take advantage of that. You better work your butt off and get serious. And I don't mean like trade. I think most of you guys just practice poor trading habits. I mean, you need a manifesto, right? You need to document what you're doing and how you're improving and be incredibly focused. And you need to fight. I mean, fight to earn it. Most people fail. You need to survive. It's war, man. That's it. It's a zero-sum game, right? And if you're losing, then you need to stop what you're doing and man up and dust off your shoulders and then focus on something that you can want, right? There's nothing, just one thing. Just one thing. Just master that slowly. And have, like I talked about on Monday, have a multi-year plan. I mean, do the things that most people do because it's too much work, takes too much discipline. Like, no, I just want to get rich today and I want to make a bunch of trades. And boom, 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 boom. Woo, look at that. I made $1,000 in 3 minutes trading retail sales. You know, all of that's nonsense. You know, I know that you know that I know, so common knowledge that being more prepared with a long-term plan and a long-term vision with true analysis, with a bias that you use technical analysis to enter and exit, that's smart money. And I believe you want to be smart money. I do. You know what I mean? And everybody else just pays your BMW payment. That's it. Right? I love the analogy of waking up in the morning, opening my front door, and there's 75 or 80 loser traders traded against me that day. Right? And I have the burden. I have to open the door and say, all right, well, thank you. How much is this? Oh, this is $522. All right, well, thank you for that. Next time, use your pivot point. Next. Hi, how much is this one? Oh, it's only, $27.32. What were you doing? Oh, well, I bought it support, or I bought it resistance, and I thought it was going to go higher. And right, well, better luck next time. Give me your money. Boom, 27. Put that in a pile. Next, right? What are you doing? Oh, well, I'm still buying the Japanese yen. Still, since summer, you're still buying the Japanese? Why aren't you selling the Japanese yen? No, I don't know. I made money in January, so I thought I'd keep doing the same thing in December and make, all right, well, fine. That's dumb, but give me your money. Thank you. Next. Right? Dozens of people with no plans. Dozens of people not doing the work. Dozens of people willing to do the work. And I don't mean sitting in front of your charts trading. I mean practicing and developing a real skill, making a decision. I still like I don't have a bias. Well, that's why you're losing money. You don't know what you're doing. How could you possibly make money? Right? So, but I know you know this. I do. So I'm just sort of singing to the choir. Right? I'm going to do the work. I do the work. So, you want to get together this afternoon? Little FOMC? I bought a special cigar for it. Any cigar fans here? Yeah, let me go get it for a cigar. This is my FOMC cigar. Can you see that? That's a Bay Hike 56, baby. Yeah, best cigar in the world, right there. It's ready to go. Thank you, Fed. It's been a good year, Fed. Could have been better. Stupid Trump got in the way, messed it up a little bit, but I'm happy with the year. So this is a big event, but then there's other things going on this week. It's amazing. Like that's a big event, but there's other things going on too. Amazing. Can yesterday's video? No, I cannot. I was on an airplane flying to the Caribbean. And, I tried to get a Lear with internet access, right? But they gave me the citation. They don't have them yet. So, I don't know, slumming it. So, hey, peace on earth. That looks bad, doesn't it? Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. When's the decision? 2? Right? 2. So that makes it 3 for me. So maybe 15 minutes before. Was it Front Street 66? What? Yeah. Oh, cigar. I haven't been that part of the island yet. I was going to do it, but then I found a walk-in humidor. Like I don't know. I was just walking down the beach and into the shopping area, and sure enough, walked in, and I'm walked in like a Bay Hike 56. Good enough. Good enough. It's the only one that didn't have a price. She's like, $40. $25. Honey, it's worth paradise, as you can hear. I think someone just got shot. So, anyways, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average.